Dricus du Plessis ends this short title reign of Sean Strickland, and it's got the MMA world very divided. Many people out there think Dricus rightfully won, and there's many of those out there who believe Sean Strickland should have retained that title. But for the majority of the people who scored this fight, it seems like mostly the consensus is that Sean Strickland rightfully won rounds number 1 and number 5, whereas Dricus du Plessis rightfully won rounds 3 and 4. The main round that everyone is splitting between the two, depending on which fighter you gave it to, is that second round. So I decided to take it upon myself to rewatch this second round, tally up every strike that was thrown, every strike that was landed, as well as any takedowns attempted and any control time on the mat. So I can bring these numbers to you guys, and then you guys can decide for yourselves who you think took this round, which ultimately would have taken this fight. So let's not waste any more time. The total strikes that I tallied up that Sean Strickland threw was 49. Of those 49 strikes, he landed 19 punches, 18 of those punches being to the head, with 1 being to the body, 10 of those being jabs, and just 2 of them being power punches. And Strickland also scores 1 leg kick. As a total, Strickland goes 20 of 49, so he goes 40.8% in strikes landed total. Dricus du Plessis, he threw 61 strikes. Of those, he landed 12 punches, 8 of them to the head, 4 to the body, and 7 of those were power punches. He landed 8 leg kicks and 3 body kicks, but of those 8 leg kicks, 5 of those were checked from Sean Strickland. He goes 1 for 1 on takedown attempts with around 20 seconds of control time. Me personally, I don't count checked leg kicks as landed strikes. So for me personally, I tallied up at 18 for 61 for 29.5% landing percentage with that 20 seconds of control time. But I also did the math for some of you guys who still think even though a leg kick was checked, it still counts. Then the total will be added up to 23 of 61 for 37.7%. If we're talking about octagon control, I broke it down into each minute of the fight. In the first minute, they were both very much in the center of the octagon, no one really putting much pressure on. In the second minute, Dricus du Plessis puts slightly more pressure on than Sean Strickland. In the third minute, again, both guys just center of the octagon, no one really putting that much pressure. In the fourth minute, Dricus du Plessis puts slightly more pressure on Sean Strickland. And in the fifth minute, Dricus gets that takedown for 20 seconds of control time. But other than that, when they were on the feet, nobody was really pushing the pace. Throughout this entire round, whenever Strickland would throw his punches, Dricus du Plessis would back up and defend. Whenever Dricus du Plessis would throw his shots, Strickland would do the same. He would take a few steps back and defend. I don't really count those as, forward pressure, octagon control time, because no one is going forward consistently. It's just for that combination. So for the most part, that was the story of this round. I would probably edge slightly the octagon control to Dricus du Plessis just because of those few times in the round where he was the one coming forward, whereas Strickland was slightly moving backwards. But the majority of this round was done right in the center of the octagon with no one really taking charge for sure. But like I said, if anyone was putting on any sort of pressure, it would slightly be in the favor of Dricus. But I could put these numbers and stats side by side. You guys can compare them. This was an extremely close round. I could honestly see people scoring it either way. Watching the fight live, I did give Strickland this round and I did have Sean Strickland winning the fight. However, this round was very close, so I could easily see it being scored either way. Dricus was definitely the more active fighter, but he landed a lot less. However, he did get that takedown with 20 seconds of control time, so everyone is going to factor that in differently. Some people might put a lot of weight on that takedown, even though Dricus didn't really do any damage or land anything with it. He only took Sean down, and Sean was able to get right back up to his feet. Some people might score that takedown as significant, others might not. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you think took this round and ultimately took the fight? And does this reassure your thoughts on who won the fight, or does this actually change your mind on who you think won the fight? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I thank you all so much for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.